let's switch to English. Again, you know that all your data is key to your business growth and prosperity as well. Let's discovering how you can achieve this goal with Justin Thomas, MDM Director, EMEA and APAC. Precisely. Please, stage is yours.
Hi everyone, and it's great to be here in Paris again. I haven't been traveling for a while. I must say I'm quite impressed with the organizers. They're doing a little bit of English, a little bit of French to give you a break, and a little bit of English again. So I'm here to test your listening skills. Unfortunately, I don't speak, well, I speak a tiny bit of French. The only bit of French I speak is I can say le décision, s'il vous plaît, and I wonder why everyone keeps on asking me to come out and take them out for dinner, and my expenses get quite high. But anyway, I'm here today to talk to you about something which I think is quite exciting, is around how do you get trusted data across all your data domains, which we think is the holy grail of digital business. So we talked a lot about what is the next normal, and we saw a great presentation about Danone. But what I'm here to talk to you about today, which I think is absolutely fundamental, is when you've got a change in the world of business, what do people need to trust on? What do people need to trust? They need to trust their data. But what sort of data do they need to trust? And there's a special type of data that I focus on, which is called master data. And the best way to explain what master data is, if you think about building a house, what is the most important thing about a house? You can't furnish it, you can't put fancy blinds in it, you can't put your fancy hue system in unless you've got your foundation of your platform. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And why is master data so important? Well, there's three things that I want to talk about today. First thing is based on the massive changes that we've seen over the last 3 years as consumer habits have been changed permanently. Not only has COVID been an impact, with a lot of organizations now need to concentrate on delivering high quality data to their customers in a different way, but there's a huge amount of uncertainty around interest rate changes, around what's happening around the economy, and how can you deal with those changes. And one of the biggest changes that we've seen is this massive change for this digital journey. So digitalization has been around probably for the last 10 years, but I think there's been a logarithmic increase in the need for digitalization over the last 3 years. And also, how do you engage with your customers in a multi-channel environment? And the last thing, which I think a lot of people will think is incredibly scary, but I think it represents a fantastic opportunity, is that the customers that you deal with have got an incredible amount of ability to change rapidly. So traditionally, whether you are in retail, whether you're in manufacturing, or whether you're in banking or finance, there'll be a lot of customer loyalty, but that's changing over time. And what is driving that change? Well, the drive of that change is the need, the insatiable hunger to get access to high-quality data. So here's a really interesting statistic that Gartner has published last year, saying in the next 3 years, about 2025, organizations who are offering a unified commerce experience, so providing trusted data across all the channels that your customers want to experience and want to engage with you. If you can get that right, this is the holy grail of trusted data. You will see a 20% uplift in revenue in the next 2 years. I personally think that's quite a high number, but if you think about that for 10 seconds, what would even 10% of that mean, or 20% of that mean to your business? If you can deliver high quality data to your customers, what would that mean to your business? And this means that not only do you need to deliver high quality data to your customers, you need to deliver high quality data across all the channels that your customer will engage with. So this word omnichannel, again, has experienced this logarithmic, this explosion where your customers and our customers want to deliver data, whether someone is going on the web, going on a mobile, in social media, in a physical store. They want that same trusted data across all those different platforms, and they want to achieve that in one place. So what are the additional benefits of delivering high-quality data to your customers? Well, I put these in 3 categories. So the first thing is around speed. So you can get to market faster with high-quality data. You can be more agile if you can trust in your data, and you can scale up access to information if it's all in a centralized place. The second thing, apart from speed, is about how do you become more effective with your data. So how do you increase conversions? How do you increase the average order value? How do you make sure that you increase customer loyalty and your customer experience if you've got consistent data that you can trust across all the channels that your customers are engaging with you? And the last thing is all about the future. So how can you plan and predict the future? Well, you need to have high quality data to make better decisions and to drive operational efficiency. So those are the three things that high quality data can deliver to you as a business. So how do you do this? How do you beat the odds? Well, the first thing is you need to have that data stored somewhere. So this is where the power of what we do, which is called multi-domain master data management, comes to play. Storing all that data in one centralized place as a golden copy of that data or a reference to where that data is stored. But it's also important that that data is across multiple domains. And what do I mean by domain? Well, you probably capture data around your products, data around your customers, data around your vendors, your assets, your locations. All of that data needs to be validated, needs to be consolidated, needs to be duplicated in order to create that foundation for your house. So how do you do that? Well, what we do is we provide a platform that allows you to do it. But it's not only good enough to store it in one place, you need to be able to access the data. So every single customer we deal with already has got master data in multiple systems. I would challenge anyone here to say all our data is exactly in one place. Okay, I see a couple of shaking of heads over here. We've only got one ERP system. We've only got one CRM system. We've only got one customer experience system. How do you connect that data from all your existing systems in order to make sense of it, in order to store it in one place, and then reuse it over time? And that data can sit in databases, systems, people can be providing it. Believe it or not, a large proportion of our customers store data in spreadsheets. And how do you take advantage of that data and make sense of it? And the last thing is, now that you've got data in a centralized place and you can connect to it, this is probably the most critical bit, is it needs to be your data. It needs to be specific to your business. If you're a manufacturer, the data you want to capture around a customer is going to be very different if you're a retailer, or if you're in banking, or if you're in logistics. So it needs to be really, really specific to your business, but it also needs to be diverse and unique across all these different domains of data. So now what can you do with that data? Now that you've got data in one place and you've managed to connect it all together and you can trust in that data, this is where the power comes in. You can enrich that data so it becomes what we call the 5 C's. It's compelling. So if someone is going into your website and going into your store, or someone's buying one of your products, or maybe it's a mortgage, it's interesting. It gives them the information that they want. It's complete. It's not missing any attributes that are important to making a buying decision. It's also correct. It's accurate. It's up to date. How many of you change your data frequently on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis? But also it needs to be consistent. Imagine how frustrating it is if someone looks at a piece of information about your company on a mobile device, and then they go to your website and it's different, or they go in store and it's different, the price is different, the description is different, the benefits are different. And the last thing is it needs to be in context. So depending on who you're selling to and where you are selling it, the information might need to change. So let's give you an example in retail. So we've got some customers in retail who sell exactly the same product on 2 different websites, at a different price, with different images and different descriptions. One is a premium brand, the other one is a standard brand. But you need to understand the context of where the information has been providing, and you need to have the platform to be able to do this at scale. So I'm going to finish off. I've got just over a minute left with a very quick case study. This is an organization that some of you might be familiar with. My son probably talks to me about this product at least 5 times a day because he's just learned to play the guitar. But Fender is one of our customers, and they faced a challenge just before COVID, is they wanted to take control of their product data. They were dealing through a distribution network. The systems of record they had to store their product data was out of date. A lot of Fender products, a lot of guitars are actually legacy guitars, and they couldn't store legacy information in their data platforms. They could only store current information. So they wanted to be able to store a wide variety of data A lot of compliance has come in place, especially when it comes to ESG. Fender guitars, I'm sure that you maybe know, are made out of wood. They've got materials in there that need to have sustainability metrics about it. They need to capture all of that information. They also do a lot of custom builds. But not only do they need to understand their data by what's in the product, but also by the artists that play it. So they were looking for a multi-domain master data management platform in order to help to store all of this data. We have been a successful customer of ours for many years now. Here's some of the benefits that they've delivered on the platform. And I think here what's absolutely key and critical is that if they hadn't invested in a MDM platform before COVID hit, and they didn't know that COVID was going to hit, they wouldn't have been able to weather the storm. So by investing for the future, they actually had record sales in 2020 by being able to deliver a traditional in-store experience to a digital experience and manage to supercharge their business over a period of time. I've just finished. Thank you very much for listening to me. One last takeaway is, please, we are here at the event. Come see us at stand 11. I can promise you one thing. We will have some people at the stand who can speak French, so you'll be able to have a very rich conversation with them. And thank you very much for listening to me today. I appreciate your time.